It's the final race of the season. We've gone around the world. It's time to say goodnight. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. So many different winners this season as well, from Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, and now George Russell becoming the latest as well. It may have been a Red Bull affair 2022, but we've certainly seen our surprises from other drivers. Just one more race then left here, of course, to round out the year at Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads the way. 429 points, he is the world champion. The battle for second is well and truly on. Charles Leclerc versus Sergio Perez, both level at 290 points. Russell has secured fourth as well. He's 25 clear of Lewis Hamilton as well. But Hamilton and Sainz very much in a battle over who finishes fifth and sixth. Lando Norris has now gained enough points to stay ahead of Esteban Ocon as well, secures himself seventh. But then again, Alonso is closing down his teammates. Then there's a battle to finish 10th between Bottas, Vettel, Ricciardo as well, all closing in on each other as well. Just 1 point separates Vettel and Ricciardo as well. And Ricciardo is on that second half of the table, as you can see, on 35 points. He's 10 clear to Kevin Magnussen. Gasly then rounds out as well on 23. He's joining in that battle. Then it's the battle between Stroll, Schumacher and Tsunoda. 14 for Stroll, 12 for Schumacher and Tsunoda. Zhou's a bit further back on 6 points. Albon on 4, Latifi on 2, De Vries on 2 and Hülkenberg on 0. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are champions, 719 points as well. Could break the record as well if they get a 1-2 here this weekend. Ferrari are now just 19 clear of Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship as well. Mercedes could still finish P2. Alpine are safely ahead of McLaren unless McLaren get a 1-2 here this weekend. It's the battle between Alfa Romeo and Aston Martin, and Haas and Alpha Tauri. That's really of interest. Williams looks set to set in 10th position on 8 points. It's the final practice session of 2022 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's Saturday, practice 3. Let's take a look at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. 3.281 miles, 16 corners, a total as well of 58 laps. It's a fantastic sweeping circuit that has been modified since opened, but still provides a challenge. Get a good exit out of the last corner, sweep downhill and start the lap. Turn 1, a long sweep, quick left-hander as well, all the way down from 8th gear to 5th gear. Accelerate the exit and go too wide. Prepare for uphill turn 2 to the left, then to the right for a long sweep turn 3. Keep the power down as well as you approach turn 4, the exit, and now turn 5, a hairpin. 3rd gear corner, double apex. You can take a lot more speed in and also a great opportunity to overtake. The longest straight in Formula 1, down all the way in 8th gear, DRS open as well as you're held towards turn 6 and 7 chicane. From 8th gear at over 300 kilometers an hour, snap on the brakes with around about 100 meters to go, down to 2nd gear, mid-corner, keep on the accelerate, open up to 3rd gear, and keep on the power hard as you open up the 2nd DRS zone on the run down towards turn 9's hairpin as well. Another long sweeping left-hander which provides a lot of overtake and looks like an oval style corner. A lot of sweeps, a lot of easy high lines to take through as well, all filtering down towards turns 10, 11 and 12. From 7th gear all the way down to the breakers in for 3rd gear as you approach the Yas Hotel. Turns 19 and 20 modified ever so slightly as well to open up, now renamed 13 and 14. 7th gear to turn 15 now, flat out, easy the exit before a heavy braking zone down to 4th gear for the last corner, turn 16, downhill to the control line, and that is a lap of Yas Marina. Hello everybody and welcome to the final practice session of the 2022 Formula 1 season. This is where it all ends then, 1 hour of practice before we head into the traditional qualifying to set the grid for the main race on Sunday. A lot of excitement, a lot of anticipation. Delighted to say that joining me in the commentary box once again is Josh, and Synthil returns to us as well. You might need to draw the camera though, Josh, because I think we've got a... Oh no, everything looks to be in the right position, although apart from you. But there we go. Good afternoon, and everybody. Good morning to you both. Here we go then, Synth. Last 2 days before we all get a well-earned winter's break.
Yeah, wow, what an incredible season we've had. And the final practice session of the year. Let's hope it's going to be an interesting one.
Absolutely, it should be. There's loads of anticipation, Josh, because we never really knew who the running order was yesterday. Hamilton was fast, Verstappen was fast, but nobody was really pushing that much.
Yeah, no one really was pushing that much.
Your mic's really quiet.
Is it?
Yeah, it's unusual for you. That's better. Yeah, go on, back to you.
I woke up 10 minutes ago, so hello everyone.
Good morning.
I'm very tired.
Right, we'll give you then a chance to get going as well. Got about 9
Yeah.
minutes. Let's hear from Mattia Binotto quickly.
And we decided together the best way to close them down was to release a statement that we did. And I'm personally relaxed. More important for me now is to stay focused on his race, the last race of a long season, and make sure that the team is not distracted.
Okay, because the point is that there are reasons, technical reasons, and as a group, you're still quite a young group. Would your point be, look, there's no point changing for change's sake again. We all need to grow up as a...
Oh, we've lost TV pictures. What's happened there? Okay.
No, but as I said,
We're
it's all
back.
about speculation, so we should not comment speculations.
Yes.
Having said that, stability is always important to make sure that you are progressing. And I think that if you look at the last years where things was even worse,
Yes.
we kept stability. And somehow happy that I can, together with the team,
We keep losing TV pictures, which is absolutely ridiculous. So we apologise for that as we try and get it back. And we've lost the commentators. Here we go again. Sky.
See, but what's your hunch on what's going on at Ferrari?
Oh, he said it's speculation, so it must be speculation. I've got to believe the man.
Well, I mean, what
There you
they
go.
need to do. We could leave it at that. However, I mean, there are rumours, obviously, in Italian media that he was gone, and then they came out with a strongly worded statement saying he's not. So it's a hard one to read, this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is hard to be absolutely certain. I mean, it's possible that someone's jumped the gun, and now he's really making a lot of effort to make sure that the cracks don't get any bigger, or he's generally just found out. But I had this when I was.
Well, we find out what he was on about.
By reading Autosport, you know, it's a bit of a shock,
Yeah, well,
but
I
it was
mean,
true.
It's a brutal industry, we know that, and particularly when, everyone covets the prize of team principal of Ferrari. The man being linked is Fred Vasseur, but when you look at historically Ferrari, when they've been stable, they've been strong. When they chop and change the man at the top, it's not quite worked out for them. They've got a great car, they've got two good drivers, it's just operationally,
Yeah,
surely they need to sort it out.
I mean, there's enough pressure on a team principal anyway, but to be worried about your job, 100% of the time it seems when you're a Ferrari team principal, it's not a nice way to go racing. I feel that there's some change that need within the team, but whether it's a personnel change or it's just a way that they go racing needs to be a little bit different. I don't know, but it's a shame because they have been strong this year. They've won races.
It's a great car.
Yeah, but has it fulfilled its potential? Something you have to say in the races, strategically, tactical things that have gone wrong, and a bit of arguments going on between one driver getting one strategy, the other one finding out a bit late. So, if you look at it from that point of view, it's a question whether the boss says, right, that's enough for that, we need someone else to do that job, or whether he tries to support the team and say, listen, just don't do it again.
JB?
Yeah, totally agree, and it's a leader's role. But I think Binotto's, from what I've seen, is a good leader. There's just a few little things that need moving in the team.
Okie dokie, lots going on off the track, plenty for us.
Indeed, a lot to look forward to. Here it comes then. Sit back and relax. Synthol and Josh alongside myself in the commentary box. Here it comes then, the final hour of practice of 2022 here in Abu Dhabi. Let's head up to the commentary boxes. time for the final hour then of practice in 2022. It's the daylight here at the Yas Island Yas Marina circuit for the Formula 1 Etihad Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's round 22 of 22 in 2022. It's been an unusual season which has seen a domination from Red Bull. We return to the scene of where Max Verstappen claimed his first ever world championship. The same goes for Sebastian Vettel as well. 58 laps ahead of us on Sunday. We've got to get through one last hour of practice, then the final qualifying before the race as well. 16 turns, flat surface, 8.2 metre maximum elevation change. Pirelli bringing the fastest tyre compounds they have. It's the red soft C5, the yellow medium C4, the white hard C3. It has rained here once in a race before, back in 2018. So green inters and blue wets. Rain in the desert. It sounds a little bit unbelievable, but it did happen back then as well. And it's not like we're in Miami with fake harbour and fake water. Real harbour, real boats already around the hotel. And Synthel, welcome to the commentary box for practice 3. It's the final couple of days of term. Formula 2's back. Formula 1's concluding. It's a weird mix right now because it feels like we've only just got going from Bahrain. Good morning.
Yeah, well, it's gone very quick, of course, this season. It's been a great season, and let's hope we can finish this season with a great final race and as well with Formula 2, of course. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, and yeah, no rain expected, of course, today, that's for sure, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I hope we're going to see some great battles, some great races tomorrow, and obviously a great qualifying later on today as well.
And Josh, starting half an hour later than was originally billed, that is due to the Formula 2 sprint race we've got coming up, so everything's slightly out of kilter. But this is going to be interesting. Practice 3, then the Formula 2 sprint, then straight to qualifying. We could be in for an unusual qualifying because there's going to be a lot more grip laid down for the drivers after the F2 race.
Yeah, because the F2 sprint race is normally after qualifying, not before qualifying, if I remember rightly. So, a slight change in the schedule, but I think we can deal with it.
Yeah, it's just once, and we had the same situation with what we saw with W Series when they raced in between the gap as well, but they were on Hankook tyres as well, or Hankook tyres, whatever they are. 1 minute 30 to go for the final session of practice this season. It's been a bit of a weird one this season. I can't remember. I've missed one practice session, and I've missed 2 qualifyings. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's because I was covering other series as well, like Formula E in London and Le Mans, actually. There's another one at Baku when Megan took over in the comms box. Daniel Ricciardo getting ready. Synth, Ricciardo's possible last weekend in Formula 1 hasn't been formally announced, but Helmut Marko couldn't help himself. He's back at Red Bull. That's a bit of a surprise to me. What's your take on it?
I didn't expect. I really was expecting him to go to Mercedes, to be honest. But yeah, back at Red Bull, a bit of a surprising move because I didn't think we would ever see him back at Red Bull, to be honest, after when he left. So
yeah.
Interesting to see, and I hope he'll get another chance in Formula 1, and I think he will eventually get back into Formula 1.
Sometime, hopefully, as well, coming up here at the Yas Marina circuit. If I can pick up my notes from my chair here, what I'm trying to get to is my lovely 2-page notes that I have here. Danny Ricciardo just turning in. Well, his best result here at Abu Dhabi was 4th. He did that in 2014 and 2018. Best qualifying here was 3rd back at 2016. He's retired here twice in 2011 and 2017. Coming out then to the green light for the last time this year. And the green light goes on at the end of the pit lane, and away we go. Practice 3 is underway. 60 more minutes of action. Lance Stroll heads out onto the track, and we're going to be heading down shortly to Ted Kravitz, who is down in the pit lane. Lewis Hamilton's getting in as well. Yellow helmet, Josh, that's new. Special helmet, I'm being told in my ear. Looks fantastic. As they head down through there. Synth, I've got a question for you actually coming into this mix. Are you sad to see Sebastian Vettel go? Former Red Bull world champion, of course, but hasn't really had a lot of luck since he got booted out by Ferrari at the end of 2020. Do you think he'll come back, or is this bye-bye Seb?
I doubt he'll come back, to be honest, but it's going to be a chance. I mean, Lewis Hamilton said it as well, right? That he thinks he's going to come back, and I really hope so, because I think everyone is going to miss him in Formula One. He's one of the best drivers we've ever seen, and he definitely, he's a very loved driver, and we're going to miss him in Formula One. So let's hope he's going to come back.
I agree.
But I'm not too sure that's going to happen.
I hope he does. It would not be Formula One without Sebastian, so next year is going to be very weird commentating on that. Just highlighting my driver notes quickly while I'm here, because I've just noticed I haven't done it. That's in front of me, so that's always embarrassing. Kevin Magnussen, of course, getting a pole position last time out. Don't forget, Zhou Guanyu's also had a fastest lap this season, so they have had a couple of differences as well. But in terms of race wins, how nice is it to see the fact that in the top 6, 5 of them have got victories this year. The only one who hasn't won a race this year, or even taken a pole position for that matter inside the top 6, is Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen, numerous poles and wins. Leclerc poles and wins. Perez poles and wins. Russell pole and win. Sainz pole and win. Hamilton, nothing. On 103 for both. I think, Josh, you were going to say something. I heard you in the ear.
Yeah, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit on the nose, isn't it, as well? What do you think, Synth? Do you think he's got a chance this weekend, Lewis Hamilton?
Well, obviously we saw Mercedes pretty strong in Brazil. So if they can get that momentum for now this weekend as well, there is going to be a chance, of course. But Russell has been looking really strong this whole season compared to Lewis, so maybe it's going to be difficult for him. But well, he needs to win, of course. He won every single season he's raced in Formula 1, except this season, unless he can change that now. But yeah, we haven't seen any shock podiums even as well this season, right? We got the top 3 teams, there's Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari on the podium, and Lando Norris once. Furthermore, no one on the podium.
Yeah, for that was McLaren's 494th career podium. Ferrari had 787, Red Bull 232, Mercedes 281. But interesting enough, it was Russell who claimed their 125th win, 136th pole, their 100th fastest lap as well in the sport. But it just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't with all this. Got to remember to highlight Alfa Romeo's fast lap and Haas's pole position now. But it doesn't make any sense as to why Mercedes have been so uncompetitive this year with Lewis Hamilton specifically, because Russell has constantly been inside the top 5 all season. He was Mr. Consistent, top 5 finishes as well. I don't know why I've highlighted McLaren there, but top 5 finishes all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's incredible how consistent he's been compared to Lewis Hamilton, and I don't think many people expected this to happen, especially in his first season at Mercedes, that he would immediately be ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton. So it's going to be interesting. I think if it looks like right now, if Mercedes actually get a competitive car again next year, that it's going to be Russell maybe who's going to be champion instead of Lewis Hamilton getting his 8th.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you see it's going to be more the fact that it's going to actually be the protege, not the master, taking over at the top? And I think it will be.
Yeah, that's quite bizarre to think about, to be honest.
Josh, Lewis Hamilton could be winless. He could be champions less going forward. It's a scary world we live in that the young guys are starting to take over.
Well, yes, it is, to be honest. And even though the Mercedes has been it's been off the pace, I'm still quite surprised that Lewis Hamilton hasn't managed to push the car enough for a pole and a win. Because we've seen him do it before.
2009, biggest example. That McLaren was an absolute beast of a car in terms of the fact it was completely unreliable. But, question, are we seeing Lewis Hamilton finally showing that maybe his talent has been exaggerated slightly with the cars he's had to win world championships? Because I don't know what it is. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's beaten his teammates, well, except for 2016, of course, but always, basically. And Well, we've seen with Sebastian Vettel as well when Leclerc was next to him. So it doesn't mean that he's not talented enough to actually deserve the championship or anything.
Yeah.
So Vettel was obviously a very good driver as well. But yeah, as soon as Leclerc came in that car and he was quicker, it just maybe his prime is past. That's I think we can say.
Everyone's just tuned in. Is probably going, what? A Brit dissing Lewis Hamilton? That never happens as well. No, I'll do.
No, it's for another Brit.
Yes, yeah. Yes, for another Brit. Praise for the other one, yeah. Sainz is fastest as well in the middle sectors. It's a 17.8 and a 37.4. So an interesting little start procedure there as well. Leclerc 2 on a lap time as Ferrari continue on. Just putting up a quick commentary note in the comms box as well, as somebody's telling me that they've reset the cameras up in the commentary box because apparently there was lag. So thanks to the boffins behind the scenes for doing that. As they come here, Sainz is a 1:27.821 as well to come back through. Oh, we're back on. Hey. So looking good as always. And the problem is, this session, practice 3, it's a bit of a dud because it's not actually needed, is it? It's a night race or twilight race, but it doesn't actually matter what you do in practice 3 because the track conditions are going to change dramatically going into qualifying. So we just got to sit around waiting, really, haven't we?
Yeah, but I think that's usually always the case with FP3. I think that's why also we've got the sprint races now. It's just because 3 practice sessions may be a bit too much. It's not needed. One is it's funny. When we had 1 practice session going into qualifying, it makes it a lot more exciting, that first practice session. But yeah, obviously it's not fully working with the sprints, but I like the idea of it, and well, maybe we don't need a 3rd practice session.
Yeah, I've always been against a 3rd practice. It never really makes any sense. It makes us all get up early on a Saturday for no reason. I'm happy with a qualifying session as well. Only maybe a half an hour practice, like an hour before qualifying, something like that. But it's a bit ridiculous. Schumacher's on a lap time then. Leclerc's gone 2nd fastest. A 2-minute. What? Surely it's not a 2-minute 11. It is a 2-minute 11.128. So everyone's just going really slow out there this morning as well to kick up the tyres. SHT has said your predictions for the podium finishers for this season finale tomorrow. My personal podium predictors, I think Verstappen will win, I think Leclerc will be 2nd, and I think Russell will be 3rd. Synthil, have you got any guesses?
I think Verstappen will be 1st, but I think the 2 Mercedes will be behind him. And then Russell and Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, interesting call. Josh, what's your predictions?
Podium?
Yeah.
Verstappen's going to win it.
So Verstappen win, yeah?
Yeah. Schumacher 2nd. 127.967 with a purple sector 3. 2nd, I think. Leclerc.
Yeah.
Maybe. And 3rd, Russell.
Interesting podium.
It's gonna be those 3 again.
Yeah. Leclerc's got the fastest first sector time as well out there at the moment on a 17.802. Middle sector 37.811 out of the last corner. Turn 16, fires it towards the line. Leclerc goes fastest on a 127.314, the medium compound tyre as well. So, drivers on track right now are Schumacher, Magnussen, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell and Hamilton. And there's Jackie Ickx, 8-time race winner, 6-time Le Mans winner, Formula 1 driver from 1966 to 1979 as well. Jackie Ickx, absolutely amazing Formula 1 Grand Prix driver as well. Side-by-side line, Ted's at McLaren.
Oh, team radio, we got
Leclerc.
I had a big moment a big moment. I had quite a lot of bottoming into turn 2, which made me lose the rear. Strange.
Yeah, hit the apex. Yeah, he hit the apex.
We were just talking about from yesterday as well. There is. But that doesn't look very nice at all, does it? That does look like porpoising.
Yeah.
That is porpoising.
And Ted, pit apron, slippy pit apron.
Yes, so overnight they have a lot of things happen overnight here. They have sandblasted that slippery pit apron outside McLaren, the organisers. So it's not as it's not as slippery as it was before. So good compromise come to, given that Andrea Seidel told us yesterday the team can't do anything. Of course, they can't alter the makeup of the track, even if it includes the pit lane. But the FIA, together with the circuit, have given a light sort of roughing up of the circuit.
Cheers, Ted. You can see it as well, guys, can't you? It looks completely different now. Thankfully, down at the pit apron. Russell's at the fastest middle sector. Question, Synth. Lando Norris. Do you think this weekend he'll outperform Ricciardo, or is Ricciardo going to go out on a high?
I'm afraid Norris will be ahead of Ricciardo again. Ricciardo's just had a horrible season, to be honest, really nowhere compared to Norris in most occasions. So, really unfortunate for him, and I'm not sure why. I hope he's going to be coming back to Formula 1 and then a lot stronger as well. But this season, Norris has just been a lot stronger, and I don't see that changing this weekend. Maybe there is a bit less pressure on Ricciardo now that he knows he's not going to be on the grid next year, that he's going to be quicker. But, let's hope he's going to finish ahead of Norris.
Yeah, Lando Norris has scored points on all 3 appearances so far. Highest finish here was 8th in 2019 before bettering that with 5th in 2020. I was wondering why my notes look like that. Yeah, 5th in 2020, best qualifying 3rd in 2019 and came in 7th in 2021, but was running 3rd until the safety car, then dropped behind several of the drivers, most notably because Sainz finished 3rd, Tsunoda finished 4th last year as well. So they all sort of moved up the order. Just looking here down the track as well about these. I miss my notes. I'm not going to miss making my notes. I'm going to miss looking at my notes in the commentary box because they're always so nice as well and organised, and you know everything about them. But, Ricciardo in it.
So it is windier than yesterday. We see 15k tailwind into turn 6, even with no following.
Okay.
And turn 6 is down at where the clear is coming into right now, and Ricciardo's approaching it at full speed as well. It's the chicane at 6 and 7, past the Ferrari World car park just behind there, and the paddock for the support pits, where the F2 guys are this weekend, actually, and the F4s. There's Ricciardo through the middle section. I would love it if they actually did a start on that grid eventually, because it looks I've never seen a start on that grid, and it looks amazing. A run into this long sweeping turn 9. I think that would be an amazing turn 1. But would you move the start line, guys? Would you move it to the national one, or keep it as it is?
I mean, it's quite the same. It's a really quick corner immediately, the turn 1. I have seen a start before in that grid. I'm not sure what series it was. Maybe something like, I don't know what it was, to be honest. Maybe some F-Force thing. But I did see a start on that grid, and yeah, it was pretty. I mean, it's not too different than the grid we have now, the starting position. But maybe with what we have now, after turn 1 and the first couple of corners, we immediately get to the straights. I think that may be a bit better than after turn 1 you get to the tighter section of the track.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I would like it to go past the Yas Hotel as well, first of all. Ricciardo down at the chicane. Is this bottom out? Yes, there's some proporting issues.
Yeah, slight lock up. This is where the wind is as well, so it's going to be a lot easier now to lock up here as well.
Headwinds is causing a problem. You see the left-hand side tyre on for his side. Right-hand side, as we look at these pictures as well, just locking up and smoking up towards the back as well. Remember, Ricciardo also had a 3-place grid penalty for his collision with Magnussen in Brazil. You're right there. We've got that noted down. And the only time Abu Dhabi has given us tons of drama during the race was in 2012. That also is true. With that
that was a great race.
Fantastic race. Rosberg over the top of Karthikeyan as well and all that lot. And what's happened
Yeah.
Sky F1 haven't gone for an ad break. Sky F1 haven't gone for an ad break. Oh, brilliant, okay. So 45 minutes, 10 seconds left. Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc, Sainz, Ricciardo, top 5.
Rather than a Monday morning.
That makes
Oh,
no
right, they're
sense.
doing it that way round, are they? So we
Yeah, I've just checked up. They are still commentating, but they went for an ad break and they haven't gone for an ad break. So
That's weird.
if we don't tell them, we might get an ad break free run. But okay, I'll take that. Hamilton is top and Russell second, so they're both in the pit lane. I don't get why we have ad break. Oh no, it's gone.
Oh.
No. Never mind. I don't get why we have ad breaks on Sky. We pay for the coverage, and they keep talking afterwards. So I hate that they put adverts in between the sessions. BT Sport don't do that, and they've got MotoGP. Give Formula 1 to BT Sport. We get that up here in the UK. Josh might not. He might have to change over quite a lot of stuff, but he commentates with us anyway, so he'll see everything as well.
We have BT Sport on mobile, which we cast to the TV, but that's 45 seconds behind.
It's not too bad then. Not too bad. As we'll go to Battle Cam during the break. As they come through, yeah, never get ad breaks as well. But at least up in the commentary box, we can still see what's going on because we've got the pit lane channel, which is, as Josh said, about 45 seconds behind live pictures. Oh, it's only 35 today. Hey. I'm just double checking. Oh, no, it's 50. That's even worse. Right, Sainz coming on the last couple of corners. Hopefully, next year, as I said, we'll have more monitors, which can also mean that we can look at the F1 TV Pro. Because we've got, if we get the VPN and F1 TV Pro, we can have the multi-feed viewer. Since you need to get the multi-view, absolutely unbelievable for PC. You get to watch everything at once. All the data streams, and you get to organise how you want to watch it as well. Oh, yeah. As they come through. Sainz fourth at the moment. He's coming to turn 6. Sweeps it in from the exterior. Looking good. Back on the power. DRS flicks open as he heads down the straight. Increases up towards 300 kilometres an hour before hitting the brakes for turn 6. Downshift. Heavy on the brakes. Turn 6. Left-hander. 39 miles an hour. 40 at the top. And there's the kettle whistle again.
Yeah.
It just sounds so ridiculous, that kettle.
Since when did it happen? Because it wasn't like that in the beginning of the season.
It wasn't, was it? Did it happen in Singapore? I think that's the first time we noticed it. It was somewhere in Singapore. Which seems like a lifetime ago, but also 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Because we had to wait for an hour for that race. That was the true hell, waiting an extra hour for the Singapore Grand Prix. And then all hell broke loose at the start. Yeah, it did, didn't it? Can't remember that far back. Sainz crosses the line, goes second, but we've got good times coming from Alonso and Ocon as well. Oh, big slide from Alonso at the last corner to go second as well. And this is Lando Norris.
Fire on the front left brake. Okay, we see that here.
Okay, so how do you...
Lando's got a fire on the front left brake, and it's the same looking for Sebastian Vettel. So, yeah, Josh, it looks like, and since it's the same headwind that's causing the problems, you're braking so much with resistance, it's causing the brake fires. Am I right?
We saw it in Ricciardo's car as well with the replay.
I mean, I don't think there's anything they can do. They can't change anything. I know Josh is probably going to check the socials and all the data streams for us in case there's a wind flag. What are you saying, Josh?
I have checked the Twitter and on Instagram, I do believe the official F1 Australian Grand Prix Twitter account tweeted yesterday, "Hey, at McLaren F1, how many likes for you to change your profile pic to this?" And it's a massive face of Daniel Ricciardo. The official F1 Australian Grand Prix Twitter account have done it, but the McLaren account have not done it.
Right, so that's a one-upmanship coming then, sometime in the future. It's going to be a lot more entertaining, I want to say, when we get to that. I'm going to miss the Australian Grand Prix is coming up later, isn't it? It's round 3 next season, so it goes still in the order of Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Australia, and then China, which I don't think is going to happen. China will get cancelled, 100% sure on that. I can't see that Grand Prix happening.
One of the people I follow have replied to a tweet that was posted on January 1st, and it just made me laugh.
What was it?
At Matty WTF1 2022, the year Charles Leclerc becomes world champion.
Oh, who's going to tell him? Well, it started off well. 2 wins in the opening 3 races. Then it sort of went because Red Bull dominated Italy, USA, Spain, Monaco, Azerbaijan, and Canada. Then it went back in Ferrari's favour with 2 wins at Silverstone in Austria. But then it just was a domination as well as Red Bull and Max Verstappen won France, Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands, Italy. Then Singapore was won by Perez. Then Verstappen won Japan, America, Mexico. And then Mercedes won Brazil. So, swings and roundabouts. On board with George Russell coming through the back half of the circuit. You can tell it just feels like it's getting to the end of the season now. Russell's up by 22 thousandths of a second as well. So that's a very impressive first sector time. 17.650 as he pushes through, but he is on a soft compound tyre, which is a new thing. For those of you wondering, by the way, what time is the sprint race? It's 12:15, isn't it, for the F?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's 1:15 for Synth over there in Europe. As Russell has a big slide out at 6 and 7, sort of stopped me in my tracks there as well. He was fighting for control with the rear of that W13 sliding. Vettel's on the radio. Vettel's got a problem.
Again.
Vettel's got a problem. So smoke Synth out the front left. Another brake fire, just like Lando, same area.
I wonder what it is. If it is it really a problem, or is it just something that's just there and you can't help it, but it's not really. It's for everyone the same. I'm not sure why that's happening.
Yeah,
This should be interesting in the race.
And qualifying. Think about it, on the last lap, go for the brakes, and then bang. Fastest you go all weekend is qualifying. Hit the brakes, nothing's there.
But for the race, there's a higher chance of something happening because it's obviously a longer stint. So I'm not sure if this is any issue. Let's see if we can see it on Alonso's car as well. It's in the chicane, isn't it? At
6
what
and
is
7.
it? Turn 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody wake Megan up. Alonso's just on the fastest first sector time, 17.604. Megan will be with us in qualifying on the race. Big slide there from Fernando. He's fighting for that Alpine. The wind's getting stronger out there. I think it's moving around the track because everyone is just jumping off the road at the first opportunity of the gap. But he's got traffic in the last corner of Perez and Tsunoda ahead of him. And Alonso stays third. Doesn't improve on his time. That was all because of the traffic and the slides, wasn't it, Sins?
Yeah, it looked like it. Well, he was already losing time in the middle sector as well. But yeah, a bit unfortunate for. Oh, we've got a yellow flag.
Yep.
No, and it's gone again. Okay, short yellow, luckily. Sector 3, maybe someone touching
yellow's
the
out
ball
again.
a little.
Yellow's out again. No worries. It is out again. So somebody is off the track. Yeah. Ocon's come to a stop down at turn 14. Well, that's at the... Well, hang on. Has he put it in the wall? Has he put it in the wall?
Oh, he's gonna go in again,
okay.
I think.
Yeah, because it's a double yellow sector 16. So the green flag is back out. Has he put it...
Let me just check.
Yeah, he's coming around the last corner.
Oh,
where is he?
He's stopped on the entry. I'm not sure what's happened here.
I'm
Has he
hoping...
got a car issue or something? This is weird.
I'm taking a look at the PLC to see if I can see anything. What's happened to him? Here he goes. No, that's Latifi. So yellow flag was out, and I hope we get a replay as Albon goes 9th. So he's just come to a full stop.
Yeah, maybe he's just trying to let someone pass him and just cut the corner and just stop there. I'm not sure. It looks very weird.
Right, I've got.
But he's continued on, so it's not really a car issue.
On board with Sebastian Vettel to see if I can see him on that part of the track. No, can't see him there, so he has continued on somewhere. I'm looking through the onboard cameras trying to find him. On board with Perez, no. Russell, no. Alonso, no. So that's the other Alpine. And I can't see anything on the multi-screen either on the onboard. So Esteban Ocon just stopped. I'm glad you can see. So this is why we need the onboards of every single driver to know what happens, because you saw it. So he's just come to a stop and then got going again. Very strange. As Russell gets out of the car. This is why we need the data screens and another monitor up here in the comms box to give us all that info.
Yeah, I can send you it if you want.
Yeah, you might need to take a look at it, because we've not seen any bit of it, not even on any of the channels. So thank you, Synth. Looking here, let's have a look. This is from the 2012 race, by the way. Hülkenberg and Senna collided at turn 1 on the race start. Hamilton's engine issue while leading the race. Maldonado spun Webber. Massa lost grip and spun the Ferrari while battling with Webber. Grosjean spun Perez, then took himself out after collision with Webber. And that was all from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. An eventful year, a year full of pain for Mike Gallagher this season. SHT's also said, you're absolutely right there. And as somebody who likes Matt Gallagher, that hurts a little bit. But also, it's quite funny to see his pain on the podcasts as well.
I've seen it in commentators chat.
Right, lovely. Let's take a look at this then. We've got them on board. We can use the onboard, so let's have a look. How quickly can I drag this along? We need a full screen situation. Here we go. In fact, aha! I can download and open it. Don't I love technology? Yes, I do. Right. Here we go then. How long is it? 21 seconds. Okay. Let me just get it set up so we can take a look at it.
Very weird. I've just had a look at it. Like, very weird.
So, driver's eye as well. This is even better. Okay, so thanks, Synth. Let's take a look at it now. Start playing it. So it comes into the hotel section. It just pulls off onto the inside. That's what's on the dashboard? His yellow flag comes out. It's like the car's chugging, isn't it? That's very strange. And then he's looking around and gets going again. Do you think he was getting out of the way for someone, or has he just had a problem with the car?
I mean, it looked like it, but, well, he's obviously holding up with the double yellow flag, so I'm not sure why he did that. He obviously continued on. He didn't pit that lap, so...
Incredibly strange, yeah. Well, thanks for sending that over, Synth, because then we've all seen it now on the YouTube channel as well, so thanks for that.
Very strange place to pull over, though.
Yeah, it's right on the inside. It used to be turn 19, now it's turn 14, isn't it? So that is an odd one. I think the stewards might want to have a word with him, saying what's going on there. Oh, debris at the exit of turn 9. On the runoff curve, there's a little bit of a winglet that's left on the track.
Oh,
that's why.
Gasly.
Yeah, Gasly's had a puncture, so Gasly went over it because where's
Maybe
Gasly?
He hit the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't think it's already in that corner. I think he may have hit the wall on the opposite there of turn 14, possibly. Maybe already in 13.
It's popped off the rim, hasn't it? So yeah, he's hit the wall. I think you're right. Gasly radio.
Something broke. I felt there was something strange with the front axle.
Oh, so has he actually hit the wall, or is that debris at turn 9 his? Because it's a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It just broke. Something just broke.
Strange. It's not. I can't see.
Is it? Let me just check it now.
Yeah. Look, it is his damage. Yeah,
because on the curb.
Yeah, because look, the winglet's gone off the car, off the front, on the front right. So
yeah,
that winglet at turn 9
well,
is
I just looked at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So rumble curb has done it. There's the debris. They might throw a VSC for this because that's quite a large end plate. And if someone runs over it, it could destroy a front wing. And look, everyone's trying to dart out the way. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw a VSC. It's too. I don't think they'll throw a red flag. Here it is then, Sins. Talk us through it.
Yeah, so he's going to go a bit wide onto the curb. Looked like it was already understeering here, but then on the curb it just really broke off, really. Not sure why, how that could have happened.
Yeah,
red flag.
Red flag.
I think it happened earlier. I felt like something strange from turn 3 was a bit strange with the front. So. Yeah, we are missing some pieces there.
Yeah, something must have been loose already because it shouldn't be able to break off that easily.
They've red flagged the session, so I'm wondering, is the curb damaged? Is something damaged that they've had to throw the red flag? Because that's very unusual. It's like it's ripped immediately, like the tyres hit the suspension, but it's completely popped off the rim and shredded off everything. So that's a strange one there. I think they want to check out. Will Buxton's down there in the pit lane. Yeah, Will's not allowed. Sorry, Will. Nice try, Will Buxton over there. But red flag is out. Jenny Gow's down there. So it's a very weird. I'm looking at it again. I think he's hit. I honestly think he's hit the exit curb, and the curb stood up. I want to see that slow mo from another angle, but I think the curb is ever so slightly stood up. Here it is. I'm watching on board now. Yeah, I think there's a drain cover loose or something. I think something is loose, and that's what's ripped up the front wing. So we'll see if they restart it. We're looking at the part of the track now. I can't. Do you see there? There's a little bit loose just after the wing, like a little bit of black thing sticking up.
I see it.
So, has the curb come loose? Or, yeah, there, look. Something's loose on the curb. Well, that's bizarre. Did you manage to catch that since before the Sky went to a break?
I'm really trying to see. I'm not too sure. I mean, he said he already felt it before, so let's hope it's not the drain, because otherwise it would probably mean the end of the session, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. They cancel it, and then the F2 race gets in a bit of a worry then as well about when we go racing there. So red flag is out. The session has concluded. All cars will return to the pit lane. Well, the session's suspended officially, so now we've got in the waiting procedure. Just looking at the PLC once again. It's just a little. I'm going to try and screenshot it and highlight it for you on the TV pictures. And then if I can get it over to the MacBook, I can show you. But it's just a little bit of like a black line darting up. Session will resume in 40 seconds time. And the marshal has managed to pick up that bit of debris and has run back over the wall. Oh, well, nearly.
So it's not the drain then.
And go for that.
Yeah, we're seeing the curb now.
Yeah, it looks okay.
Yeah. There's nothing. I think it just already broke.
Yeah, the marshal nearly got it over the fence.
Well, just looking at that curb, that's still that little bit of black that I'm worried about, because it stands out because it's not meant to be there. Let's take a look at it again on board on super slow-mo. It's as soon as he touches the rumble strip on the curb that it just sort of flies off the end plate. It's really bizarre.
But it shouldn't happen that easily, to be honest. I think there's already something broke. And I guess he said it already as well, that he felt something earlier on. So let's hope that's the case. It looks safe, because otherwise they wouldn't restart it.
Yeah, that's true. Green light, by the way, so we are back underway for the session, which is great news. Brief red flag, but a lot of work down in Alpha Tauri now to see exactly what was happening there and make sure it doesn't happen again. Last thing we need is threat of punctures at this track, because we want to have a good last weekend. Okay, cars are heading out of the track then. Sainz and Leclerc out. The two Ferraris running in third and sixth at the moment. Perez top, Hamilton second, Leclerc third, Alonso fourth, Ocon fifth, Sainz sixth, Vettel seventh, Russell eighth, Norris ninth, and Stroll rounds out in the top 10. SHT says, yeah, Baku 2019 practice flashback. I remember commentating on that session and nothing happened, so I walked out at the end of it, and I was very happy that I got 90 minutes back, because we actually got that confirmation quite quickly after the red flag came out that the session was over. So an early lunch for me. What is happening here on board with Fernando Alonso? Coming to a complete halt. Go on.
So I'm seeing the team radio now from Ocon. He said we need to be careful going that slowly in sector 3. They threw yellow flags then for cars coming past. So they're showing the replay now of it, of the moment. So it was actually before it as well. So he obviously stopped in turn 14, but before turn 12 he came to a stop as well, and that was an earlier small yellow flag as well.
And here's Lando Norris down on the radio as well. Can't hear what he's saying. Oh, yes, I can. Hamilton overtook the Haas as well under the red flag. Oh! Hamilton overtaking under red flag conditions is the... And yeah, look, the red flag's out and Hamilton's overtaking. That's a big no-no. Let's see what Sky have to say about it. So Sky will have the same pictures. And here it is. Let's listen to the radio.
Flag is
Crofty.
stopped. On board now with Lando Norris.
Hamilton overtook the Haas as well under the red flag. Okay, understood.
And this is it from Lewis Hamilton's
Not just the Haas.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, the red flag came out after he overtook Norris, but then it was already out for a bit.
Oh, hang on, there's no red
but
flag.
maybe
There's no
there was
red,
a red flag.
I did on the red. There was no light panel. The light panel wasn't showing red. And this
Oh,
is
I saw it. Oh, yeah, this is Ocon.
okay. Here's our
Red
radio.
flag that we could see.
Not slowly in sector 3, they threw yellow flags then for cars coming past. Yeah, the yellow flag was before. Oh, the yellow flag was for you. You were going so slowly they thought you were stopping.
Yeah, because look, there's the yellow flag now. So that's very bizarre.
Yeah.
Verstappen out the
Weird
track.
moment.
Yeah, go on, Tim.
Yeah, it was a really weird moment from Ocon. So it was actually the engineer who told him that he shouldn't be too slow there. Maybe he should just wait at one corner and then let him do it. And Verstappen, he's only completed, I think, one lap this whole session, so he's finally going for a quick run on the soft.
Absolutely, and it's an audio up lap, so turn up and enjoy. And turn 5 is involving Hamilton noted, failing to slow into yellows. Enjoy the audio up lap. Good lap time there from Max Verstappen as well. And yeah, Josh, I'm reading that right, aren't I? It is instant for Lewis Hamilton under investigation. Has it been noted or has it been under investigation? I can't tell.
Yeah, let me just have a quick look for you, but yeah, Lewis won't get away with that because you can see the flashing red massive light board.
Yeah. Well, he was going at high speed and the Haas was trying to let him through already, so maybe he just wasn't able to slow down that much that early, because the red flag came just right after he overtook Norris, and there wasn't just that much between him and the Haas at that point. So I'm not too sure there's going to be a penalty, but yeah, let's see here. You can see a replay. Here's the red flag. I could have.
Yeah, you're right. Look, red flag out there. So he's passed under the red flag.
He could have slowed in that time.
But
yeah, he could have indeed. So
look at that
could be
light
a
panel.
penalty.
Look, that light panel's not working. But I'm wondering, is that a track light panel, not the FIA light panel?
Possibly.
Where is that? That's Marshall. So Marshall point 4.5 was active, but Marshall point 5 wasn't active, according to the circuit map there. So
well, it would have been on the steering wheel as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have. Yeah. So Marshall point 5 is not activated correctly.
Let's have a look at.
So it's been noted by the stewards. I'm just texting to see if Jenny Gao can find anything for me as well.
Okay, so that one was a track panel, I believe.
Right, okay.
Because the next FIA light number is number 7, which is on at the exit of turn 5, going up the straight.
Yeah, so it's under investigation now, or well, it will be investigated after the session.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Wow, this is going to be an interesting one. I mean, this could have been his chance maybe to win, of course, but if you're going to get a penalty, he's in P1 now, so that would be really bad for him.
So he's just on a 125.82 for the soft tyres.
Team L8
yeah.
on Twitter.
Oh God, really? Oh no,
so.
hiding under. That's it. See no evil, hear no evil. I said speak no evil on mute, so everyone was enjoying that one. For those of you listening on radio, you wouldn't have got that one. Ted's in the pit lane with Gasly.
His car. Have you got any more news?
Yeah, they feel at AlphaTauri that they understand the problem, and actually Pierre Gasly has got back into the car after wanting to discuss it with his engineers, and looks like they're going to go out again. I'm just looking to see if they're going to put another wheel brow on. They have. And the FIA seem to be happy. The paddock policeman, the FIA policeman Joe Bauer, is just down here to my right-hand side, and you can see that he's in well, he'll have a look. He's talking to his FIA official here. They seem to be happy that it was a failure of that bit that machined. I think Damon, your instinct was right. That it was the failure of that piece that went inwards and then machined the wheel rim, which led to the puncture. Anyway, they're discussing with the FIA what the problem was. The FIA seem happy about it. AlphaTauri seem happy about it. They're fixing the wheel brow, and it looks like Gasly will complete the session, which I didn't think was going to happen about 10 minutes ago.
Thank you very much, Ted.
Thanks, Ted. Just looking at more replays, the red flag was very clearly out, and Lewis Hamilton definitely overtook. So this will be a penalty for the race, then, won't it? We can see the red flags. Hamilton went breezing past. A rare mistake from the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, which is going to cost him dearly in qualifying tomorrow, later on today, for sure.
I think it's going to be a reprimand, to be honest. I mean, it just happened so quickly. The speed difference was incredible. So maybe he was trying to slow down, but not enough to get behind the house. But maybe that we were just result in a reprimand and not necessarily a grid penalty, but it could obviously be a grid penalty. It all happened so quickly, of course, and it's not easy to immediately react. And yeah, he had to brake quite a lot to stay behind the Haas, so maybe it wouldn't be a penalty, but well, we're going to see.
What do you think, Josh? Reprimand or penalty? Well, it's the FIA and it's Lewis Hamilton, so I think we all know it's going to be penalty.
Yeah.
That's something as well. When has it ever not been a penalty for Lewis Hamilton? It's always been a penalty for Lewis Hamilton. It's always been a reprimand for Verstappen. But they've changed that actually this year. They've been giving a lot more penalties to Verstappen ever since Michael Masi left.
Have, but I think it'll be a penalty, and because that was quite, even though the speed of the cars that they're going through there.
Yeah.
The team would have been on the radio, hopefully, telling them there's a massive bit of debris on the track at turn 9. But then it's a point where, when will the red flag, if the red flag will be called, will come out? So they have to take that into consideration as well. But the distance from there looked enough to me to slow down.
I'm not too sure about that. I mean, it will be investigated after session, so Lewis will have to go, I think, to the stewards, right, and with some data and trying to prove that he wasn't wrong here. And let's see if that's going to help out. And if he's gonna get a penalty or not. Whoa! Albon got really close there too. What was that?
That was...
Albon was on board, so it's Norris who's behind him. Albon's up in the second sector by 0.6 to Lewis.
Did it look like Lewis Hamilton was trying to slow down though?
I don't know. I'm trying to. Jenny Gao has just been saying as well about how the fact that Mercedes look mystified in the garage right now. So I want to see that. But I don't know. This is all getting very weird. We'll keep on top of this as well, and we'll have more in the qualifying build-up as well, and during the F2 sprint. Albon goes 4th, the 1:26.051. Russell is coming across the line shortly as well. He's up in the first sector and looking very quick. Alonso goes 5th. Leclerc goes into the pit, so Alonso goes 5th. Russell, however, on the soft compound tyres, looking good, sliding on the last corner, down to the line, goes fastest by 0.2 of a second. Russell does a 1:25.395. Magical time there from George Russell, the Grand Prix winner. Just want to ram that home, because we did hear God Save the King this year. So well done, George. But yeah. Oh, Andreas Seidl's on the pit wall.
Where do you stand on the overtaking under red flags, as it was your driver that rather pointed out what Lewis Hamilton had done there?
I stay out of this. I have seen there's an investigation after the session, so, and I want to keep it like that. Focus on ourselves. We just started our quali prep runs, and yeah, that's what I spend my energy on.
All right, so when that qualifying run comes, where's the pace in this car this weekend? And more crucially for you guys, is it a pace that could be somewhere around 6th and 8th where Alonso and Ocon are?
Yeah, I think we have seen yesterday that we were again in the mix with the Alpines, but also with Valtteri and Sebastian. So we'll be interesting now with the changes we did to the car also overnight, where we'll be. I think we will have a initial idea now after this qualifying test run, but I've just seen that Lando bought in the second sector, so we have to wait to get a good idea what Lando can do here. But in general, I think we should be, good to get into quali 3 again today in the afternoon, and that's the aim for today.
I tell you what, you're a couple of feet away from a very busy lunch for the mechanics with Alex Albon behind Lando Norris. That looked a little close for comfort, that, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the idea.
He's trying to get the slipstream. Karun.
I just want to ask you, Andreas, about Daniel's weekend so far. He's we can see he's on a lap on the soft tyres, about to come across the timing line, and that's a good lap, isn't it, to go 5th fastest at the moment on a 25.9?
Yeah, that looks encouraging. I have seen already yesterday as well that Daniel felt comfortable again in the car, which, yeah, is a continuation of what we have seen the last 2 weekends in Mexico and Sao Paulo as well, which is obviously important for us in order to still try to maximize everything we can this weekend with our package to score as many points as possible to make sure that we don't give up this fight for P4 as long as it's theoretically possible.
And, you know, we're possibly talking about Daniel's final weekend in Formula One, certainly the last weekend with your team. How has he been? What's the mood like in the camp? Can you shed a little bit of insight on that?
To be honest, similar to the last 7-8 race weekends as well. Full commitment from his side. Full commitment also from the entire team to simply finish our chapter together on a high with the best possible results. So everyone is fully focused, sharp at the end of this long season, yeah, in order to pull it off one more time.
Andreas, thanks ever so much indeed. Great to have your company this weekend. We'll be speaking to you during qualifying, if that's okay. Kevin Magnussen goes 11th fastest. Sergio Perez has just gone quickest from Lewis Hamilton and then George Russell, finding pace there. Lando Norris, 4th fastest. Good lap there from Lando Norris, and not his first attempt, I don't think, on those tyres. Word about Sergio Perez, aced the first and second sectors, maybe didn't quite have the tyre life left, but he'd already done more than enough by the time he got to the final sector.
That's much more encouraging, isn't it? You know, considering where he was yesterday, he would have had a good chance overnight, of course, to look at some data, spend some time with the engineers, understand where he was losing out to Max Verstappen yesterday before coming back and having a go. We haven't seen Max have his second run on a fresh set of softs, whereas Perez has used 2 sets of softs so far.
He used 2 sets of softs.
Fantastic to hear then from the guys as we get our mics back as well. 12 minutes 45 to go in the session as we rally on. Perez is now top with a 1:24.982 as well. Hamilton, Russell looking good. Ocon into P8, trying to have something there as well. And Vettel into 16th as the current moment in time. Fingers crossed this is looking good for Vettel to have a magical last weekend in Formula One. And he's sliding out through the Yas Hotel, where many of the media are actually staying this weekend. I don't know if you've seen online since, but anybody is at the hotel.
I've not seen actually. It's Vettel crosses the line, goes up to 7th place. That's pretty good for his in the Aston Martin. So it's actually good news then, I guess, for Perez. I mean, a question you guys have already answered with your prediction that Leclerc will be finishing ahead of Perez, right? So he will get 2nd place in championship. But Perez is looking strong now. Can he maybe finish ahead of Leclerc? That's obviously the biggest battle going on now for the championship for 2nd place.
Albon sliding out the last corner, approaching the line, stays 8th. He's 1.461 off the pace, so that's disappointing, but still find something. Perez, Hamilton, Russell 1, 2, 3, Norris 4, Verstappen 5, Ricciardo 6, Vettel 7th, Albon 8th, Ocon 9th, Alonso takes 10th position. Gasly is still having work done down there, and this is the reason. Oh, this is Hamilton under the red flag again. Red flags. Oh, that was a yellow before a red, but on the other side it was red. So it's a red flag, and I don't know. Where's the red flag? I'm looking. The light panel's not active yet. Hamilton's passing Lando. No red when he passed Lando. There's the red, just before he got to Magnussen. I reckon because Magnussen and Lando were on a cool-down lap. Hamilton was on a push lap, and the light panel just activated before Hamilton got to the braking point. I reckon, Synth and Josh, that Synth is right, that'll be a reprimand. The braking zone was too quick when that red flag came out. You think so?
I think reprimand or nothing.
Yeah. He might get away with that. If so, he's the luckiest driver ever to get away with it. Reprimand would be the case. The red flag came out. He was already past Lando before the red flag, and then he was braking for the corner when the red flag came out. So I think that's nothing. That's nothing. They'll investigate it, but that's nothing. I can see why Mercedes were mystified now, down in the pit lane, as to what on earth was going on. 10 minutes to go then in practice for 2023. Hello the little owl says this is either a reprimand or a grid penalty. It's one or two, isn't it? It can't be both. Probably a reprimand. Yeah, that's what we think up here in the comms box. It'll be a reprimand. Verstappen though, fastest in sector 1. That's more like it. Massively more like it.
Yeah, sector 1 is obviously a very short sector.
Yeah.
Let's see what they can do through the longer middle sector. And I think the final sector may be the most important because it's the one you can lose or gain the most. Let's see what they can do through the middle sector. I see a lot of green sectors. Is it going to be purple?
Oh, hitting the braking zone. It's green. Oh, he's a 10th down on Perez this time. Where's he lost that pace down? He's passed Bottas, Latifi and Ocon in that last sector.
Yeah, a lot of green mini sectors. Perez just done a great lap actually. Let's see if Verstappen can do something to the final sector. There's still not too many, no purple mini sectors actually. So I think this might just be behind Perez. And let's see if he can get ahead of the Mercedes.
Cross the line, Verstappen. P2 does get ahead of both Mercedes. 125, 134, 0.152 off the pace of Perez, so 10th and a half off. But Verstappen goes second, Perez top in practice 3. So at the moment, 3 different drivers have topped all 3 different practice sessions here in Abu Dhabi. And they have been very different as well, all at different times of the day. And this is Verstappen into turn 5. Does he lock up anywhere? No, he hits the apex nicely at the exit, runs over the exit curb, and that exit curb looks incredibly harsh. And this is, before I get to
We believe that would have been done for track limits at turns 5 and 16.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the final corner as well.
I know the curb I think needs to be a bit further out there because the racing line, you're always going to go off the track.
Yeah, well, just try and keep within the track limits. We've seen many do that, but Verstappen twice off the track, gone pretty deep into the final corner as well. That corner actually where we just saw the replay of, that was his only purple mini sector, so furthermore, only green. That's good enough eventually for second place behind his teammate Perez.
So Russell's coming down. Just seeing on Twitter, I want to have a look at Josh, if you're looking at it. Has Team LH been saying anything else or anyone having an opinion on Lewis Hamilton here?
Oh, I am doing what I thought I would never do before. I am putting hashtag Team LH into the search bar. Ooh, okay, there has been quite... Okay.
What's happening then, Josh? Go for it.
Hashtag Team LH since this moment, and the GIF with the girl. Oh, radio.
Relations from the engine of Total.
We are checking it.
Seems to be a
Yeah, go on, Josh. Continue.
Yeah, with the angry face and shaking the hairbrush around. And I hope Hamilton doesn't win. The hashtag Team LH meltdown will be beautiful. If Hamilton gets a penalty for that, then that is complete bleep. Go on, punish Lewis as usual when we all saw no panel displaying yellow on one side, yet when Golden bleep did it, it was fine.
To be fair, I said in the commentary just a few moments ago, I thought it was yellow on one side and red on the other, but I forgot the sun is hitting that part of the track. So the sun's hitting it at one half.
But if it's yellow, you can't overtake either, right?
If it's yellow, you can't overtake either. Yeah, that's completely the case as well. We've had a little meltdown at the moment with our stream. Apparently we can still be heard, but we can't be seen, which is fantastic. Hello. Come on, OBS. Load. Sorry, we're having a bit of lag, but you can still hear our voices. Sainz goes 6th on a 125.630 as well, which is a good time. Gasly's 20th. Yeah, just let us know in the YouTube chat, can you still hear our voices, but our pictures are taking a while to load back up. Gasly goes 14th as well, looking good. 5:16 left of the last practice of the year. You can't overtake onto yellow or red. That's the little owl as well, yeah. Twitter won't be a thing anymore, says the little owl. Or Twitter won't be a thing soon, lol. That's a very good point as well. What is happening to our OBS? It's like I'm going to go to button 9. And as soon as I press button 9, apparently we've lost it again. So OBS has crashed, everyone! Right, we'll try that again and just stay on this camera with arms down because I don't know what's happening out there. But all looking fantastic at the moment. Have you taken 2 of my black pens because they've gone missing from my room? No, Megan, I haven't. I promise you I haven't. As they come through, 4 minutes 4 to go. Right, we're going to have a quick break. Stay with us here. We'll just have...
The corners, the times would suggest that Hamilton's way is better, Karun, unless you've seen anything noticeably different that Russell has an advantage of.
I'll tell you what we are seeing, just to break in, there's a wonderful graphic here that shows where Sergio Perez is that much quicker than Max Verstappen over the course of a lap. And from out of turn 1 all the way to the chicane, that's Perez territory, as is the Chandabolica at turn 9.
Chandabolica, something like that down quick.
From 13 to 15.
Okay, we're back now with 2 minutes to go. Apologies for that little brief hiccup. It's Abu Dhabi. If you don't know Abu Dhabi, this happens a lot where our systems just go into meltdown as well. Do you remember, like it happened last year in Abu Dhabi? I think it doesn't like the graphics package. It just panics a lot. Sonoda goes 13th as well, 126, 170, which means we're going to have to stay on this screen for the remainder of the session or risk a glitch. Synth, back to you. Very interesting things that we were talking about just before we lagged out. But we were talking about Twitter, weren't we, with Team LH? If Twitter dies, would we mind if it does get rid of this toxic side of F1's fan base? Yes or no questions. Answers.
Nope.
No? Josh?
It won't.
Right.
Get rid
Hello,
of them, but,
Elon? Yeah. Can it? Delete it all. We don't need it anymore.
Alex Albon
has
Latifi written on his top of his helmet as a tribute to Latifi.
Right, that's not going to get confusing during the Grand Prix, is it? When we see the onboards and see...
Yeah.
And onboard now with Nicholas Latifi. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, for God's sake. That's not going to get confusing at all with having Latifi written on the top of his helmet.
Yeah, that's Albon.
I'll have to remember because he's got the Thai flag around the side. So somebody remind me of that during the race and qualifying. But that is Alexander Albon, not Nicholas Latifi. Thanks, Alex, for making it so much harder. Back. Brilliant. Hello, everyone. Right then. Been around the world in 9 months. Done so many practice sessions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Checkered flag. Practice is over in 2022. The next 2 sessions remaining are the big ones. Qualifying and the race. Brilliant. Oh, this is getting fun. Nervousness now.
Oh.
Synthel, what are you doing after the race on Sunday?
I'm going to watch football. Actually, the World Cup starts immediately after, so luckily
that's true.
I won't have to be doing nothing after Formula 1.
I was just asking because I was wondering if you might like to pop on for 5 minutes for the review show.
Oh, absolutely, I would love to.
Fantastic, cool. Because then we've got all the F1 team members together to say bye-bye from the season. I'll ask everyone questions and then we'll disappear as well. It won't be too long of a session. Yeah. No, it won't be too long. Literally.
On Twitter.
Oh, is there? Go on.
@FIA.
Something breaks off the
Albon.
back of the car from Albon on the curb as well. You were talking about this curb.
Yeah.
That's turn 5, isn't it?
Watch the rear. It's one of the air intakes, I reckon. The rear suspension. Look, it's flapping around. Does it break off?
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes.
The vibrations at these curves, they just don't work. It's so bad.
Yeah, so.
Go on. What's this argument then?
@FIA, what the bleep are you playing at? Yellow panel, red flag, and nothing on the next panel. You couldn't organise a bleep up in a brewery. Hashtag F1X. Hashtag still revive. Hashtag void lap 58.
Oh, for God's
hashtag
sake.
human error champion. Hashtag Abu Dhabi scandal. Hashtag Red Bull cheat.
Why the Red Bull cheat? What did that have to do with anything?
Cost cap.
No.
Do you know, I wish every single member of Team LH would have a lobotomy. Just honestly, they've got no brains. It's
But don't they understand that basically yellow flag, the red flag is a yellow flag everywhere. You've got to slow it down anyways. I mean, doesn't matter if it's yellow or red. You can't overtake.
So it's still a bad idea to overtake. So,
Yeah.
What do you think about the new track dominance graphic? I loved that.
Looked quite good actually to see where people were quicker. I hope we see that in qualifying, but I still think they need to make these graphics a bit more 4K flashy because still they look like they're printing on a 1980s teleprompter. We need them a bit more flashy and we need them a bit more good looking. So hopefully they'll work on that during the winter break. Here's a lap recap then. It's Sergio Perez who tops the third practice session. We've got around about 45 minutes, I think, until the next session, I believe, which is the Formula Formula 2. That's F2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so Formula 2. I don't know what I'm looking at. I need to go to Sky. Perez, though, Synth, domination. So 3 different drivers have topped 3 different sessions. Synth, who's your tip for pole position?
I'm still thinking Verstappen, to be honest. But Perez might be up there as well. We all didn't name him on the podium, of course. But
that's true.
Looking quite some stronger than Leclerc, so maybe he can actually get that second place. I mean, people are thinking, is Verstappen going to help him now? But I mean, how can he help him, to be honest? I mean, if he lets Perez through, he gets some more points, but doesn't really matter compared to... hey, Perez, he locked up in turn 1.
After a practice
start.
Yeah. Really bizarre. Front left tyre on the mediums, locked up when turn on. Well, that's him starting on the softs then, on the mediums. Josh, who's going to take pole position?
Max Verstappen, and if I do...
Good call. I think practice is an hour earlier than normal, isn't it? For this, because it doesn't start till 2. So practice was 10:30 to 11:30. Then we've got, so practice is actually an hour earlier than normal. So everything's different to accommodate the F2. This was Perez into turn 1. Yeah, snagged the front brake, Synth.
Yeah, bit of a lock-up. Give some Hamilton flashbacks in Baku. But yeah, turn 1 going off a little bit. Well, you can learn from that, of course. Luckily, it's practice, not the actual race.
Forgot to leave a left brake magic on, which is always good. Who's that, Josh? Oh, it's Fabio Quartararo in George Russell's seat.
With the caption, just to inform you that I was driving last Sunday in Brazil. Couldn't keep the secret at George Russell.
To be fair, Fabio Quartararo probably would be just as dominant in a Mercedes as he would be on a Yamaha as well. But he's not the world champion. Pecco Bagnaia won the championship. Right, here's the session results then for the last practice of 2022. Sergio Perez tops the session, Max Verstappen second and Lewis Hamilton third. Coincidentally, Perez topped FP3, Verstappen topped FP2, Hamilton topped FP1. They're 1, 2, 3. Russell is fourth, Lando Norris is fifth, Charles Leclerc sixth, Carlos Sainz seventh, Daniel Ricciardo eighth, Sebastian Vettel ninth, and Alexander Albon brilliantly rounds out the top 10. Esteban Ocon is 11th, Fernando Alonso 12th, Yuki Tsunoda 13th, Valtteri Bottas 14th, Pierre Gasly 15th, Lance Stroll 16th, Kevin Magnussen 17th, Mick Schumacher 18th, Zhou Guanyu 19th, and Nicholas Latifi rounds out in 20th position, a 10th off of Zhou Guanyu. Okay, very quickly to you both as well. Would love to get your thoughts on this as well. What have you made of practice this year? Starting with you, Synth, because this is the last time we'll hear you until after the sessions are done. So thanks for your company this year, Cynthia, all the practice sessions as well, and all the qualifying and the sprint race. Well, I'll see you in F2 a bit later on, but what's been your moment this season for practice?
Well, first of all, I really enjoyed this whole year with the practice sessions, joining you, and I hope to be there next year as well for a lot of them. Moment of the best moment of the year with the practice session is going to be difficult to think of anything, but well, I've really enjoyed it, and I really hope to be there next year as well.
I hope so too, and thanks to Australia and Japan waking up incredibly early, stupid o'clock throughout the night to commentate as well. It means a lot. Thanks to you, Synth. We'll see you on the F1 sessions next year. I'll see you in about 40 minutes for the F2. Josh in qualifying, and Megan joins us as well. F2 sprint race is up next at 12:15 UK time. That's 1:15 in Europe, and you can join us for qualifying underway as well. That is at 1:40 UK time, and that's at 2:40 European time. FP3 then goes the way of Perez. Hamilton under investigation for a red flag overtake. We'll have more on that in qualifying. My thanks to Synthel, my thanks to Josh, my thanks to you at home. We'll see you shortly for the F2. Bye for now.